Hey, I'm Chen Liu, and I'm from Paradigm MS Applied Analytics program. As the life cycle of new disruptive technology or business become shorter and shorter, people nowadays have totally different lifestyles from what they did 20 years ago. Most of our living standards are getting better and better. So today I want to talk about one indicator of living standard, the personal income, and how the other three factors, children per woman, child mortality, life expectancy, changed as the personal income changed. In this map view, we can see that at the beginning of 21st century, the average income per person of Asia, Africa, South America were mostly under $12,000 a year, and the blue color, the lower the personal income. So Africa has the lowest income on average. And as time went by, we can see that South America and Asia has changed their situation. Their average income per person went above $12,000 a year because there is our red. Only the Africa mostly left to be blue color, but overall, people around the world getting better life. So as the average personal income getting higher between the 2000 to 2018, child mortality has changed a lot too. Let's see the graph here. What is very interesting in this graph is that Africa here, especially for their child mortality, they went down from above 120 to close to 60, which means that we have better health system and nutrition support for our future generation between this time. And what is even more interesting is that for Europe here, even we think their average income per person grow from $23,000 a year to $32,000 a year. Their average child mortality looks like they haven't changed a lot, but actually, we can see in the graph, their average child mortality rate actually decreased 50% during this 20 years, which is a lot. As for the life expectancy, we can see at this graph, at the beginning of 2000, Europe had the highest life expectancy, which was 74, and Africa had the lowest average life expectancy, which was 56. And as time went by, we can see from this graph is that Africa actually they had gone up a lot, and in 2018 their average life expectancy is 65, which means they have gone over 10 years in this 20 years. I think because the average income per person has gone up a lot, so there are people getting better health system, and so they can get better health treatment, and their life expectancy goes up. As for the life expectancy, we can see that from the graph at the beginning of the 2000, Europe had the highest life expectancy, which was 74, and Africa was 65. And as time went by, we can see in this graph that Africa has changed a lot. Their life expectancy has gone up to 65, which means that the average income per person does influence life expectancy. As for the child mortality rate versus child per woman, we can see from the graph that the trend in this graph is that people don't want to have many kids anymore, especially in Europe. Women in Europe, mostly they want to have only 1 to 2 kids. Africa also has reduced a lot. They only want to have 3 kids rather than 8 kids before. I think this is because higher cost of living fees, and also people want give each of their kids better education. This costs a lot. So overall, we find that personal income do shape the world, and we need to still work on increasing our personal income for each person and to increase their life standard. Thank you for listening. That's all my story today.